माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय.
MOD clears big arms deals, including BrahMos armed drones worth Rs 67,000 crore. The Defense Ministry on Tuesday gave the initial nod for the procurement of 87 new heavy-duty armed drones and over 110 more air-launched BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles, which IAF used as the primary weapon to strike Pakistani air bases and radar sites in May, among several modernization proposals collectively worth Rs 67,000 crore. The acceptance of necessity (AON) granted by the Rajnath Singh-led Defence Acquisition Council (DAC) for the 87 armed medium-altitude long-endurance (MALE) remotely piloted aircraft will see an Indian company tying up with a foreign one to produce the drones with an indigenous content of 60%. The need for such MALE drones armed with air-to-ground missiles and laser-guided bombs, as well as capable of operating at long ranges, was acutely felt for the three services during Operation Sindoor, a senior official told TOI. The 87 drones with ISR and weapon-carrying capability will cost around 20,000 rupees crore. Another 11,000 rupees crore will be for logistical and other support by the original equipment manufacturer for 10 years. India, of course, had used Israeli-origin Harop and Harpy kamikaze drones, which act as cruise missiles by exploding into enemy assets and radars, to hit targets deep inside Pakistan during the May 7-10 hostilities. The armed forces hope to induct the 87 new MALE drones, which return to their bases after strike missions, faster than the 31 armed MQ-9B Predator, high-altitude long-endurance drones ordered from the US for Rs 32,350 crore in October last year, which will be delivered only in the 2029-30 timeframe. The over 110 air-launched BrahMos missiles, which are jointly manufactured by India and Russia, in turn will cost around 10,800 rupees crore. These 450-kilometer range missiles, which fly almost 3 times the speed of sound at Mach 2.8, combined with Sukhoi 30 MKI fighters with a combat radius of about 1,500 kilometers, constitute a deadly weapons package, as was witnessed during Operation Sindoor. The DAC also accorded AON for 8 BrahMos fire control systems and vertical launchers for older Indian warships for Rs 650 crore. Around 20 frontline warships, including the latest destroyers and frigates, are already armed with the BrahMos missiles. In March last year, the Defence Ministry had inked a Rs 19,519 crore procurement of over 220 BrahMos missiles for frontline warships with the Indo-Russian joint venture BrahMos Aerospace. The total value of deals inked for BrahMos has crossed Rs 58,000 crore over the years, with the missiles becoming the prime conventional non-nuclear precision strike weapons for the armed forces. For the Army, the DAC gave the nod for new thermal imager-based driver night sights for infantry combat vehicles, BMPs. This would enhance night driving capability of the BMPs and provide higher mobility and operational advantage to the mechanized infantry. Another official said the DAC also approved the procurement of compact autonomous surface crafts and upgrade of the older Israeli Barak 1-point defense missile systems on warships. The autonomous crafts will provide the Navy's capability for detection, classification and neutralization of threats and anti-submarine warfare missions, he added. The IAF, in turn, will get specialized mountain radars to enhance its air surveillance capabilities along and across the northern borders with China. The Saksham, Israeli-origin Spider missile system, which has a 15-kilometer range, will also be upgraded to enhance air defense capabilities. The DAC also accorded AON for sustenance of the American C-17 and C-130J aircraft fleets and comprehensive annual maintenance contract of the Russian S-400 long-range air defense missile systems, the official said.
India-Philippines upgrade ties, provoke China's strategic anxiety. The year marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and the Philippines. The Philippines President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is on a 5-day state visit to India, and on August 5th, both countries agreed to elevate the bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. A comprehensive action plan is in the works, and to further strengthen trade ties, the India-ASEAN Free Trade Review will be completed as soon as possible. In addition to boost tourism, both sides have decided to extend visa-free entry and start direct flights between New Delhi and Manila by the end of 2025. While New Delhi-Manila ties are strengthening, it is important to see how Beijing, with which both countries have unsettled differences, especially territorial, reacts to it. The navies of both countries also conducted their first joint exercise in the South China Sea to overlap with the visit. When asked about the Chinese reactions without directly referring to Beijing, Philippine military chief Romeo Browner said, "We did not experience any untoward incidents, but there are still those shadowing us. This sends a powerful signal of solidarity, strength in partnership, and the energy of cooperation between two vibrant democracies in the Indo-Pacific." While boosting joint exercises and military-to-military contacts, Manila has also shown a keen interest in buying defense equipment from New Delhi, especially the BrahMos. In 2022, Manila purchased BrahMos worth $375 million. The first batch of missiles was supplied in April 2024, and the second batch in April 2025. The BrahMos is a crucial part of Manila's military modernization. The Chinese reactions to the exercise and the sale of BrahMos have been on expected lines. The Global Times reported that India is in a transactional relationship with Manila, that external powers aren't genuine allies of the Philippines, but use it as a pawn to check China or dump second-hand arms. These drills merely serve each country's self-interest and further complicate regional tensions. Beijing has been arguing that Manila should refrain from creating trouble and dangers in the South China Sea, further underscoring that it considers the whole of the South China Sea as its sphere of influence. On the other hand, New Delhi has pushed the concepts of free and open access to navigation in international waters. The growing closeness between India and the Philippines also challenges Beijing's idea of being the only major power in the region. Cooperation between New Delhi and Manila can challenge Beijing's position in the region. Manila has its reasons to push for more engagements with other non-regional players. In the last few years, there has been an increase in naval clashes between China and the Philippines. China has clearly shown that it does not respect international laws and organizations vis-à-vis its South China Sea disputes. The growing assertiveness under Xi Jinping further undermines Manila's position. Thus, it is obvious that a smaller nation will look for cooperation with other like-minded nations to balance the scales as far as possible. Manila and Washington have shown their commitment to the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, while Japan has also played an important role and has even supplied Manila with 2 used naval ships, while also engaging in regular naval exercises and defense cooperation. Manila is keen to strengthen its defense capabilities, and India is a likely partner in this. New Delhi is also looking for ways to expand its defense exports, and it has aligned well with Manila's ambitions of modernizing its army under a looming Chinese threat. Manila's closeness to Washington has been an irritant to Beijing, which has steadily reiterated that Manila should not act as Washington's proxy in the region. That said, it is China that has consistently attempted to arm-twist the Philippines. Beijing has always been uncomfortable with Manila attempting to forge an independent foreign and diplomatic route, which does not align with its aspirations. Beijing's reaction to actions by its neighbors must be seen as an extended reaction to its ongoing trade war with Washington. China is known to weaponize its trade to arm-twist countries. In the Global Times, Beijing asks a cautionary question: is the Philippines prepared to sacrifice its immediate economic interests and long-term political gains? And even if it does make such a sacrifice, will this really deliver the outcome the Philippines is hoping for?
Doval in Russia. Focus on S-400 purchase and talks for Su-57 fighter jets, says report. Meeting with Putin likely. As US President Donald Trump continues to oppose stronger India-Russia ties, India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is set to visit Moscow. Doval would focus on expanding defense ties between the two nations as he embarked on the visit on Wednesday. Apart from defense, India and Russia will also focus on strengthening industrial ties amid the tariff threats unleashed by US President Donald Trump. Doval's visit would also focus on the purchase of additional S-400 missile defense systems and dialogue on Su-57 fighter jets. According to a report by the Economic Times, the two sides would discuss the possibility of the purchase of additional S-400 missile systems, and the talks could include setting up S-400 MRO facilities in India. The current geopolitical situation demands greater ties. It is pertinent to note that the Russian S-400 systems played a crucial role in Operation Sindoor that targeted 9 terror camps located in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The attack, which eventually led to a 4-day military escalation between the two nations, was conducted 2 weeks after the Pahalgam terror attack that led to the death of 26 people in Kashmir. Similarly, BrahMos missiles jointly developed by India and Russia rattled the Pakistani military during the 4-day military escalation. According to the Economic Times, ahead of Doval's visit, Indian ambassador to Russia, Vinay Kumar, met Russia's Deputy Defense Minister, Colonel General Alexander Fomin. The Indian NSA is also expected to meet the Russian President, Vladimir Putin. Interestingly, the visit is coming at a time when the US President Donald Trump's special envoy, Stephen Witkoff, is also in Moscow. It is important to note that this is Witkoff's 5th visit to Russia since the beginning of the year. The current escalation of the geopolitical situation will also be discussed. Apart from that, the topics will include such pressing matters as supplies of Russian oil to India, a Russian source close to the matter told the Economic Times. The visit becomes significant since Trump imposed additional 25% tariffs on India on Wednesday. The Trump administration has been vehemently against India purchasing oil from Russia amid the war in Ukraine.
Pakistan-China bond is unique, time-tested and exceptionally resilient, Army Chief Munir. Army Chief Asim Munir on Friday said the bond between Pakistan and China is, quote, unique, time-tested and exceptionally resilient amid evolving regional and global challenges. Munir made the remarks while addressing a ceremony to commemorate the 98th anniversary of the founding of the People's Liberation Army of China at the Pakistan Army headquarters in Rawalpindi. Chinese Ambassador Zhang Zedong was present as the chief guest at the event, which was also attended by Defense Attaché Major General Wang Zong, officials from the Chinese Embassy, and senior military officers from the Tri-Services of Pakistan. Munir underscored the strength and strategic significance of Pakistan-China relations, emphasizing that our friendship with China is unique, time-tested, and exceptionally resilient, the military's media wing said in a statement. He highlighted that the Pakistan-China strategic relationship exemplifies mutual trust, unwavering support, and shared commitment, it said. He added that despite shifting strategic dynamics, the friendship between the two nations has remained steadfast and unshakable. Our enduring partnership is central to promoting regional stability and securing our shared strategic interests, Munir said. He also lauded the PLA's pivotal role in China's defense, security, and nation building. Addressing the gathering, the Chinese ambassador reaffirmed China's unwavering support for and commitment to its strategic partnership with Pakistan.